Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore. So today let us see Daridra Yoga video number 3. So there are many Daridra Yogas, but Parashara has listed some of them and this is the third one. Every Daridra Yoga is one way or the other, influenced by the Maraka. Without that aspect, the effect of Daridra Yoga is very less. So let us understand this particular combination. Here in this Daridra Yoga, the factors are that the ascendant lord or moon. So there is a option that either the ascendant lord or moon is to be with Ketu. That is, I have just taken an example here. If in this example, the ascendant lord is Saturn. So let us put Saturn somewhere, but it has to be along with Ketu. Moon can be anywhere in the chart and it has to be along with Ketu. This is the first condition. That is, this condition has to get satisfied. After that, you have another condition which has to get satisfied. This is an and. If you have and in a sentence, that means both the conditions have to be satisfied. It is not either, it is and. So, the second condition is ascendant lord in the 8th with second lord or 7th lord. It is with the second lord or 7th lord, or it is in position, aspect and conjunction with it. So, what is the second lord and the 7th lord? What are they? They are Marakas, death inflicting planets. So this is a little complicated, but I'll once again explain very slowly. Ascendant lord and moon, ascendant lord or moon with Ketu. So let us make this start writing. I'll just take this example of Kumbha Lagna, Aquarius. So I have put moon here along with Ketu, and let us say the distance is only 5 degrees. So because when I talk in degrees. So when I write, let me specify them. So let us say this is 5 degrees. So that means your Rahu is here. So this is a close conjunction of moon and Ketu. The Lagnadipati, the first condition is satisfied now. The ascendant lord in the 8th. So the ascendant lord is Saturn. It is in the 8th. With the second lord or the 7th lord in conjunction or aspect. Let us not take the position. In aspect or conjunction. So if it is the 7th lord, it is Sun. So we know that here the 7th lord is Sun. The second lord is Jupiter. Because it is the lord of Pisces, this is the lord of Leo. The conjunction, because Sun has only one aspect, that is the 7th aspect. The other thing is conjunction. So, if I take this first option, either Sun should be here or placed along with Saturn. This combination gives rise to a Daridra Yoga. The strength of the Maraka has to be ascertained. This is very important, because if you simply take up a Daridra Yoga and keep telling that everybody who has this combination becomes Daridra. What is Daridra? Becoming penniless, becoming total pauper, going into deep poverty, going through lot of struggles. In this case, every Daridra Yoga has a different root. The cause will be different. Here, the cause is that the eighth house is involved. The ascendant lord in the eighth house very clearly shows that the ascendant lord has moved 8 houses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it is sitting there. That is why it is the eighth house. So, when the ascendant lord has moved 8 houses, the intention of the native, this particular subject is so intrigued that the intention, this one word, intention, has been dealt in detail in the Jaimini Sutras. So, where the ascendant lord moves from the ascendant itself is a huge topic. From there itself, you get the Aruda Lagnas and other Arudas. We will not go into Arudas now, but still, the intention of the native is that he is desirous, he wants to achieve something big or something. He has something in his mind, and that very clearly shows expectation. So when there is expectation, you try to achieve it, and when you try, you may fail. So, or you may also succeed. I have seen many people, because in the Dhana Yoga, you can understand Dhana Yoga is for wealth, accumulation of lot of wealth. I have discussed about a millionaire chart accountant's chart. Please go and check that. When the eighth house is weak, you don't make too much money. That is because you don't have the desire to make that much money. So eighth house has to be strong. So the Lagnadhipati going to the eighth house first gives rise to Deha Kashta Yoga, bodily discomfort. But that doesn't mean that the person will be financially weak. There are many people who have bodily discomforts, that is, they are having difficulty in one of the limbs, they are having speech difficulties, a lot of difficulties, but still with all that they are millionaires. So only the position of ascendant, moving from the ascendant to the eighth house, does not mean that a person is going to suffer in poverty. No. If the eighth house is weak, then the whole chart is a little weak, because the with regard to earning money, I'm only talking with regard to earning money now. I'm not telling a spiritualistically strong person in this world might have a very strong chart with a very weak eighth house. That might be there. But the Lord, eighth house, and the Lagna, very clearly, when they are associated and the strength of the planets are strong, the person will have excellent desire, motivation, focused, and he will achieve a lot of money. That is, he acquires a lot of financial success in his life. So, here, if we understand this position, it is the ascendant lord going to the eighth house. It is not weak here because it is in the friend's house. It is in its friend's house, that is in Mercury's house. But the strength of sun in the eighth has gone down. It is very weak there. But still, it is in its friend's house. With that, we can see that this has a strong hit. This person has got strongly hit. And you can also see that the mind, the moon, it's also hit with Ketu. So this particular combination gives rise to Daridra Yoga. That is, in the period, the Dasha planetary period of Moon Ketu, or in the period of Saturn Sun, or in the period of Sun Saturn, in the period of Ketu and Moon, this native can go through sudden downfall because of his own decisions. So now, again, people keep asking me, can we control our decisions? If you control your mind, you can control your decisions, no doubt. But can you control your mind? That is what is controlled by these fellows. The planetary placements very clearly show what sort of a person you are, what situations you get perturbed, what situations you get into panic, and in what situation will you be comfortable, peaceful. So the situation matters. That is what is the placement of the ascendant in any house. The situation where you are, what you want, without what you cannot live this life. The passion, the obsession, the motivation. All this can be seen from the placement of the ascendant lord. Marakas, Marakas are having a huge role to play in one's chart. Being the second lord, Jupiter, becomes the Dhanakaraka, that is for wealth. And being the seventh lord, Sun, becomes the Vyaparakaraka, that is for Vyavaharakaraka, that is for business and transactions. So Vyapara, Vyavahara, business, transactions, and also for communication. So, business, transaction, communication, wealth, if these fellows get hit, what is that guy going to do in this world? It is as good as he is being isolated, alienated from this regular working business world. It's as good as Daridra Yoga. So, this Daridra Yoga does not apply to the hermit sitting in Himalayas, sitting in a beautiful Shivananda ashram, having a nice, peaceful meditation. Where does this yoga apply to him? Nothing. He is not even bothered about this astrology at all. What is astrology to him? Astrology is for those people who do not know how to control their mind, who do not know how to control their emotions, who do not know how to, control their physical self. They don't have control over their eating habits, sleeping habits. People who do not know how to control their psychological thinking, the abilities of unnecessarily getting into arguments, people who don't know what to do in life because they are totally demotivated because of one or two failures. That's where astrology works. That is where it is a utility, guiding tool to help those people to come back to track, because they have lost it. Not for those people who have already found the right track. They are sitting there peacefully enjoying their meditation. Not for them. So there are many people who ask this. So who does astrology, where does it apply? To whom? This is where it applies. So now going to the second point of Jupiter, I'll just erase this fellow out. Now that we have finished with Sun. So Jupiter has three aspects. That is the 5, 7, 9 aspect. This is a special aspect of Jupiter. So either it has to be with the ascendant lord in the 8th house. That is one option. Second option is that it has the 7th aspect, the 9th aspect, and the 5th aspect. So you can see that this aspect is more dangerous because it is debilitated. The wisdom is debilitated. The patience has gone to dissatisfaction. Who is patience? Saturn. It has gone to dissatisfaction. Wisdom is debilitated. The person is in panic. He is in a disarray. He doesn't know what to do. He is blacked out. So if this is the combination, Moon, Ketu, Jupiter and Saturn, a very tough combination. And because it's also Sastashtaka dosha. If you see from Moon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Sastashtaka. It's not a good combination at all. So if we go to this combination, this looks a little better. Second Lord in the second house, particularly for Jupiter, it is not Karako Bhavanashaya, it gives wealth. But this person will live rich, but because of his poor decision making, anytime in these dasha bhuktis, he will have a sudden fall, but he will come back. Daridra yoga does not mean that a person will permanently be begging on the street. Please, you people are panicked. Actually, you people, when you ask me on many forums on internet, you ask me that, do I have Daridra yoga? Do I have a downfall? I will never get up in life. That's it, gone. Nothing like that. Daridra yoga means there is a pitfall. Every pothole in the on the road does not mean you are going to end up in an accident. You are going to fall down, break your skull. No, you can avoid that. Caution, go slow. If you are having this yoga, think twice. Have somebody as a confidant in your family who can guide you. You need somebody to guide. You cannot take all decisions on overconfidence. Daridra yoga suffers if you have ego and overconfidence. Ego, in this case, is sun. But anyway, ego and overconfidence is the worst thing to happen to a person with a Daridra yoga. So, this is also a tough combination because Jupiter is in its enemy's house and it has an aspect here. And why it is tough? Because it is in the 12th. Here it was in the 8th. So every minute detail of each horoscope is extremely unique. It has different manifestations. Do not unnecessarily apply one thumb rule directly to a chart and tell that this is going to happen. Why did this not happen to me? I have a Malavya yoga. I have never become rich. I have not even driven a car. I have not sat in a car. Malavya yoga does not mean that you will sit in a car. Nowhere it is written. Please don't think that if you are having Hamsa yoga, that you will own 100 elephants. That is written in the Parachara Hora Shastra because it was, written 7,000 years back or 5,000 years back. Own one elephant, you will understand. It will strip you and make you Daridra. That one elephant, if you are able to feed for 1 year, you will become Daridra. Simple. So that means your responsibilities, if you are unnecessarily bloating your expenses, making it huge, and then telling that I am not able to give back this, I am not able to do that, I am not able to, feed this EMI. Before I feed this hyena is opening its mouth, this owl is opening that mouth, and I can't feed each fellows, all the loans. Who asked you to bloat up your system? This fellow, the placement of the Lagna Lord in the 8th house will suddenly increase and, it will, the inflation will be huge in the financial thing. The mundane astrology, when Daridra Yoga happens to the country. See, this is one important point which actually I wanted to discuss. People keep asking this. Even the great B.V. Raman, I have seen an interview of on TV. This was way back in Doordarshan in India, in the national channel. Way back. I'm talking about many years back. That's the time when I got inspired when I saw a panel of 3 scientists headed by Abdul Kalam, Dr. Abdul Kalam, and a panel of 3 astrologers headed by Dr. B.V. Raman. Both these panels were discussing on TV. What a great thing. I still get goosebumps. The question from Dr. Abdul Kalam was, explain mass death. Explain that all the people sitting on the airplane which crashed died. Only one child, survived. Now you explain that. Did all the 350 passengers who died have death and only one person did not have death? So it's a beautiful explanation by B.V. Raman. You should understand that you are living on earth. You are made of this mud. You are made of this air. You are made of these Panchabhutas. So the astrological factors are not only influencing your mind, it's not influencing only your body cells. It's totally continuously the cosmic waves and the astrological factors or astronomical factors are influencing Earth. So if there is going to be a tremor in a particular place, obviously those people who are staying there, they are ill-fated. They will go through the ups and downs of that particular place. If there is going to be a famine, the whole area will suffer. Some of them will suffer less, some of them will suffer more, but they will suffer. They will have to take alternative action. Now that there is a financial crisis around the globe, the huge recession which is happening. Don't you think you people, all of you are in panic? Some of them are utterly in panic, and some of them are suffering. Some of them have lost their job. They are really suffering. But people who are on the brink of losing their job, or people who are not having the confidence of, they don't know when they are going to be issued a pink slip. You mean to say they are very happy? They are not. They are also suffering. Though they have the job, they get the paycheck every month, they suffer. And why that happens is because of the mundane effect, a holistic effect, a big effect. It's like an earthquake, a typhoon, a hurricane, an avalanche. It's a huge thing. Now that the cyclone Biparjoy is going over Gujarat, you mean to say it will classify, oh, this fellow has Jupiter in the 5th house, I should not do anything to him. This fellow has 6th house Jupiter, let me hit him. And this fellow has just Maraka Jupiter, let me kill him. It will not, demarcate when it is going on a rampage. The cyclone Katrina, what happened in US, you can see that it simply took everything in its path. We are living on an uncertain, boiling planet called Earth. The core of Earth is still boiling. Only because we have a certain stability, we think and plan and execute our life. We think and plan. We think, that is, we hope that it might happen. But not always. Because Earth has its own chart. It has its own life. It has its own path. And all that's hitting Earth through different corners of this cosmic world, this cosmic universe, not the world, universe, will have effect on Earth. Obviously, it will have effect on Earth. It's not that only human being is causing so many environmental changes. Even Earth, it's still settling. It's still settling. Don't think that Earth is totally settled, happy. It cannot be like that. If the core of Earth stops boiling, Earth is dead. So the seasons, everything is dead. I mean, there is no life on Earth. So it is boiling in a particular temperature, which is giving us a range to live. So that's how we are alive. So what we call as that's the life, the soup of life in biological terms. The soup of life was formed because of the Panchabhutas, and that's how life came. The life came from the Panchabhutas, which gave a very cordial, nice, beautiful, temperature, and everything was so nice that the life came into being. The same thing, if it changes, the life will be finished, extinct. So please don't unnecessarily get into the fact that why only me? Why not the other person? Why is it happening only to me? It is your karma, you have brought it, and until and unless your surrounding is not troubling you, you can execute your karma to the fullest. Right? It is as good as a monkey trying to pluck a mango on a tall tree when there is a huge breeze. The monkey has to slowly climb, hold the branch, it should not fall down. The huge breeze, the whole tree is shaking. But bad luck, that mango is not falling down. It's stuck to the tree. So it will climb somewhere, go to the edge of the branch. It does not want to fall down. It's a deep fall. but still it wants to eat the mango. We are all monkeys. We want to eat the fruit. Human beings. God help. So thank you very much for today's class.